I gave him everything, my love, my time, my sacrifices. But when I needed him most, he stabbed me in the back. This is the heartbreaking story of a mother betrayed by the one she trusted above all. I gave everything to my son Ethan. For 30 years, I worked myself to the bone. Sleepless nights, double shifts, every dream I had shelved for him. I nursed him through illness, paid for his education, and even gave up my own marriage so he could live better. And yet, the day I lost my job and told him, the first words out of his mouth were, "You're just a burden now, a parasite." That was the moment I stopped swallowing my pride. What Ethan didn't know was that my late employer, who truly valued my dedication, had left me a fortune. $8 million. I wasn't going to say anything, but after what he did, I realized he needed to learn the price of betrayal. When I returned home and told Ethan I wouldn't be working for Catherine anymore, he didn't even let me explain. His face darkened. "You gave up an $8,000 a month job? What, are you just going to sit here freeloading now?" My heart sank. I had come back thinking I could help him and his wife Nicole through her pregnancy. Instead, Nicole scoffed. "You used to be a housekeeper. What do you know about postpartum recovery?" Her mother Susan added, "Taking care of a newborn is science. You need training, not a maid." Their disdain was loud and clear. Still, I kept calm and said, "If everything's arranged, I'll step back." But then Susan looked me in the eye and said, "You'll pay for the nanny and baby nurse. I'll handle the hiring." And just like that, I realized they didn't bring me home out of love. They brought me home for my paycheck. I said, "I'm 58. I think it's time I retire." Nicole laughed. "Retire? You don't even have a pension. You should have planned better." Ethan joined in. "You're still in good shape. You could easily work another 20 years. Save the retirement talk for when you're 80. I stared at the boy I had raised and realized he never saw me as a mother, just as a bank. I'd worked for years as a live-in housekeeper in another city to support him. Bought a house under their names. They never paid a dime. They promised they'd take care of me one day. That promise? Nothing but a lie. I repeated words I stopped. "I'm retiring. That's final." Then Susan offered a compromise. A wealthy family needed a live-in assistant. "Room and board included," she said. "You've done this before. It'll be easy." Nicole added with a smirk, "And you can send your earnings here. It'll help us out." I refused. That's when they really showed their colors. Susan said, "There's an assisted living facility nearby. You could apply for work there. At least you'd be pulling your weight." Nicole sneered. "You can't live in a hotel and expect us to pay for it." I turned to Ethan, stunned. "You'd rather I scrub floors at a retirement home than live here?" He avoided my eyes. "You always said you wanted to be independent. Isn't this the most dignified way?" Then, right in front of me, he started dialing the facility. I couldn't believe it. My hands trembled. Tears streamed down my face. "Ethan, I gave you everything, my savings, my youth, my life. And now you throw me away?" He exploded. "You chose that life. If you hadn't divorced Dad, we wouldn't have grown up broke. You ruined my future. You owe me for the rest of your life." I was speechless. He had no idea. I left his father hugs to save him. Ethan was adopted. His birth parents abandoned him as a baby, thrown in a dumpster. I found him when I was volunteering at a shelter. He was dying. My husband gave me a choice, him or Ethan. I chose Ethan. And now that same boy stood before me, telling me I ruined his life. I felt something inside me break. I looked him in the eye and said, "We're done. You and I have nothing to do with each other anymore." Susan tried to stop me. Nicole shouted, "What kind of mother disowns her child?" I turned slowly. Legally, a parent only owes care until a child turns 18. Ethan is in his 30s. I've done more than enough. Ethan yelled, "Did I ask to be born? You owe me!" I almost laughed at the madness. I stared at him like he was a stranger. "If you have questions about your birth, ask the woman who left you in a dumpster." Their faces froze. I walked out. They shouted behind me, "Don't get too proud, Margaret. When you're old and sick, don't come crawling back." I turned one last time. You should be more worried about yourselves. That house, I bought it. If I want it back, don't be so sure you'll have a roof over your heads. Nicole screamed, It's legally ours. You don't have a cent to your name. I smiled. They had no idea the $8 million was already in my account.